I'm with Rion Jones to discuss the case of the Law Centres Federation versus the Lord Chancellor. Rion, what's so important about this case?
I think it's likely to become the leading case on evidence-based policymaking, where a government is trying to change. It's a scheme about providing support for people who need to defend proceedings for house possessions. They're trying to make changes, and having gone to consultation, they were invited by consultees to look at certain aspects of it again. They questioned the assumptions of it, but they didn't do so. Ministers went ahead without having the necessary evidence. In fact, they based it all, according to the judgment, on anecdote.
So how did this happen?
I think civil servants are often under a lot of pressure to produce a result. And in this case, it wasn't a cost saving. This was merely the legal aid authority trying to do a bit of tidying up without necessarily taking on board the full implications for law centres and for the customers of law centres. That's why they didn't do an impact assessment, and they made lots of mistakes. So the consultation paper said there was an impact assessment. There wasn't. The ministers were told the Law Society has agreed this in principle. It wasn't true. They hadn't. And really, officials, whether they're in a council, whether they're in the health service or in a government department, have to avoid telling decision makers what decision makers want to hear. They must report honestly what the evidence exists for the proposals that they're making.
So what are the takeaways from this?
I think people organising consultations have to be absolutely sure that the responses have been analysed properly, maybe not by yourself, but by an independent third party. They must make sure all the arguments have been properly understood and presented in front of the decision makers so that they can genuinely give it conscientious consideration.
I understand that the consultation responses themselves indicated that there may be trouble ahead on this one. Do you feel that if those responses had been independently audited, it may have prevented this case from ever coming to court?
Not necessarily. Who does the analysis is one thing. What you do with the analysis is another. The responsibility rests firmly with a consultor to make sure that decision makers know what's been said.